Hello, my name is Myron McMillan. Do you guys want to?
My name is Jeremy.
I'm Austin.
And this is the How to Build series, where we teach you how to build various characters within Mutants and Masterminds third edition?
Third edition.
Okay. The first character we're going to be discussing is Mario Jumpman Mario, because that sounded right. So how we're going to do this is we're going to try to build with as little character points as possible, since we don't know where you are going to be building to. So most of our powers are going to be very low rank, and our abilities, defenses, and skills are going to be ranked on different scales, just so that we can tell you where you need to invest your points in later, depending on how many points you're going to be using. I built mine to level 4 using these guidelines. That's just where it ended up. Where did you guys end up?
Mine isn't actually scaled. I've just set up the structure of the power without actual values.
Okay.
Same. Yeah, I didn't end up with a power level.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with my spreadsheet, I can't build without power levels. So.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm a fucking weirdo. First, let's talk about abilities. So there are 8 abilities. Strength, stamina, agility, dexterity, fighting, intelligence, awareness, and presence. We have ranked each of these abilities from -4 to 4, meaning which ability is the least important for you to invest your points into, and which is the most. Who would like to go first?
For highest or lowest? Should we do that way, or should it be?
Yeah. Let's go from highest to lowest.
I put stamina highest.
I actually put agility highest because he's doing. In whatever game you see him in, he's always doing crazy jump maneuvers.
That's a good point, but I put strength as the highest because a regular staple of Mario is that he could just jump up and slam a brick block out of the air.
Well,
Mario also runs everywhere he goes, though.
True.
Also, that could be a toughness check. That would be stamina.
Well, let's move down to 3 then. I chose dexterity.
Oh, sorry, I ranked this wrong.
That is okay. This is our first time doing this.
I didn't know you meant it like that. Oh, well, I just have mine each individually ranked on a scale of 1 to...
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like the skills.
Yeah.
Gotcha. My +3 was strength. My second most important stat. Because, yeah, I feel like Mario has to be able to hit.
Yeah, the second most important was for me, too. So that's strength.
What I put as rank number 2 was agility.
My third most important would be it's a tie between dexterity and fighting, because he's always grabbing things out of the air, and he throws things with pretty good accuracy. But at the same time, he's always, he spins and stuff, so he uses his hands as well.
Yeah, I have fighting.
Yeah, I gave him a fighting in 1, too. That was... I mostly wanted his fighting to be in the positive just because of Smash Brothers.
Oh, wait. Fighting is your +1?
Yeah.
Oh, agility's my +1.
Oh, we should probably mention, if we have any specific version of Mario that we're building.
A good point.
I've been building, an amalgamation of Smash Bros. Plus whatever I could think of.
Mine is very specifically Mario from Super Mario World, the old SNES game.
Nice.
I went sort of an amalgamation from the Marios that I had growing up. So that was original Paper Mario, Mario 64, and Mario Sunshine.
Now let's talk about the abilities that we thought were less important, the negatives, what we don't think you really need to invest in as Mario Jumpman Mario. So, as I guess the most important, least important thing at -1, I actually put stamina because, yeah, he's out there all the time running around, but motherfucker dies to at max 3 hits.
Yeah, the 3 hits thing was another reason for one of mine, but my first, I actually have it tied between awareness and intellect, because Mario's not generally known to be very smart. He falls for a lot of traps.
Yeah.
And he, in the specific version that I'm thinking about, he can only see 15 feet in front of him.
And can't see anywhere behind him.
His reaction time's great, but
My -1 was presence. Just because, I feel like he doesn't need to get his face out there. Everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
Even a minor detriment there, he's still Mario. And I feel like building different Marios has influenced different. My stamina was high because in all the games I played, Mario had significantly more health points.
And that's gonna be something that keeps happening as we build our characters, because M&M is such a fluid system, and generally these characters have such a large background to pull from. That's why I wanted to get as many people together to do this. But next, let's just power through. We have 3 stats left, and they're all just gonna be like negatives. So, intelligence was I had a -4 for me, just because like
Same.
he's a doctor, but he mostly just throws pills at people. So.
See, my reasoning was Mario doesn't have to be smart. The guy controlling Mario is smart.
True.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Mine was my second to last was stamina, because like in this iteration he can only take 2 hits, and that's only if he already has power-ups.
Yeah.
I had my -2 as awareness, and my -3 is dex actually, because while he does have ranged attacks, I don't know. I think his agility and his strength are more important.
I think I mentioned all of mine. If I didn't, they're going to be up on the screen now if I'm not lazy later. Let's talk about the defenses next. So this one, there are 5 defenses. Dodge, parry, fortitude, toughness, and will. Let's just go from left to right as one of us have them down on the sheet, and then talk about what we ranked them individually. So let's start with dodge. I placed that at 5.
Really, I went 3.
I also did this wrong, but
This one's a little easier. It's
Yeah.
just 5.
yeah. I have dodge as a 5.
Okay, nice. Parry, I put a 4.
Same.
Parry was like one of the lower ones for me, because I figured like he's not getting into hand-to-hand combat, at least in Super Mario World, very often.
Right.
Oh, really? Isn't it like jumping on like Koopas and Goombas and stuff in that one?
Yeah, he does jump. Like he does actually like attack things, but usually it's more related to his one of his powers that I have it set up.
Gotcha.
Next, fortitude, I put at a 2 because, I mean, again, he's not taking many hits in most of his shit.
Yeah, I had it as a 1. Because I feel like if he gets hit by like a poison dart, if it manages to hit him, he's poisoned.
Yeah.
Now I went like I had a specific idea in mind because I ranked it at 5 because I'm an idiot. But I had a specific idea in mind why I ranked it at 5, because fortitude refers to sometimes holding your breath. And
that's a good point.
this man in Super Mario World can hold his breath indefinitely.
I'm pretty sure in like most iterations except 64, he just doesn't need to breathe.
He's got some crazy lung capacity. And I assume that would like extend to other fortitude related things. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he gets poisoned that often in many games that aren't like RPG style. So if he would get poisoned in those other iterations, I assume it just wouldn't affect him.
Did we do toughness yet?
Not yet.
He does a lot of drugs. Mushrooms.
Toughness, I gave him a 1.
That was my 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've explained that thoroughly before.
For
so
toughness, I gave him a 2.
Will, I sat him at 3.
Mine was 2.
And okay, so this man in Super Mario World has unwavering confidence in what he is doing and the plan that he has.
That is a common
slams his head against that wall as hard as he wants to, and he will break through it.
Okay, so that was all the defenses. Let's move on to the skills. So how we were supposed to do this is rank this on a scale going by 2s from 0 to 4. So you would rank it 0, 2, 4, or 6. Sorry, I said 4. I meant to say 6.
I did follow this one properly.
Yeah! I didn't, because I didn't rank any of them up to 6, but hey, I ranked them up to 4.
Still.
It's whatever. Let's just go at the top of the list and go down. Acrobatics, I gave him a 4. I would probably give him a 6 now that I remember the scale goes up that high.
Yeah, I gave him a 6 too.
Same.
Athletics, I gave him a 4, and I'm sticking to that 4.
That was what I had too.
I gave him a 6 because, like, in Super Mario World, he can run indefinitely. He can run, jump, swim, fly. Like, he's all continuously, and he just keeps on going and going and going. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
That's true.
So.
Close combat, I slapped him with a 2.
Same.
I actually gave him a 6.
Really?
I can see that.
That's because he literally has it in fall kick. I've written it in with the close combat, and then his tornado maneuver I gave him a 4 in.
Deception, he didn't get jack shit from me in Deception.
Yeah, 0.
I gave him a 2. I've
Really?
seen Mario like try to bluff, and it doesn't usually work. But I also have him with a negative presence, so it'll balance out.
Yeah, he's sitting on a -2 in Deception for me, just as the stats add up. Insight, -3. I gave him 0. It adds up to -3 on my sheet.
Yeah, I gave him a 0 on that too, actually.
I gave him a 0 too.
Intimidation, he's a... Well, did anyone give him anything in this?
I gave him a 2.
What?
Because while Mario doesn't often try to use it, I feel like his reputation is intimidating to bad guys.
His reputation is like a storied past of vicious murder.
Yeah.
But
At the very least, some brutal beatings.
at least in the games that I've seen, like the enemies still just throw themselves at him.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
unwavering, like they don't even know he's there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Investigation, I didn't give him anything.
Yeah, me neither.
I give him a 4.
What?
Because I feel like he brought him back to baseline.
Okay.
Because again, I feel like Mario was relatively neutral in his search method. But
Okay.
the person
Like,
might be.
his actual search method is just, I'm going to take down every piece of Bowser's infrastructure until I find Peach.
True.
Perception, is that where we're at?
Yes.
I didn't give him anything.
Give him a 2.
I have
I gave him a 2 as well.
I have a specific reason why I didn't give him anything in Perception. There was this one game, I think it was like Super Mario Wii U, where they bring Peach a cake for her birthday, and like several bad guys jump out of this cake, snatch Peach, and just roll the fuck out. All while he's just watching it happen. Just like...
I mean, I guess, yeah, he didn't see it coming, but at the time, I think that was more like shock than anything.
I
It's
guess.
just like, the audacity.
Like, I lifted these bitches in here.
All the toads are probably looking at it, too. They're just like, did he just grab the princess? What?
Persuasion, is that where we're at?
Yes.
I gave him a 0.
0.
Yeah, he does not negotiate.
No, I've seen Mario be like, somebody's like, here, you have to do this. And he's like, no, I don't want it. And they're like, you have to do this. He couldn't talk his way out of like court in Mario Sunshine. Like he couldn't convince them he wasn't Shadow Mario.
Range combat, I actually gave him 2. He's throwing fireballs and shit.
Yeah, I actually gave him a 4, because, like, that can be pretty accurate.
I gave him a 6.
He's got, like, an almost perfect arc every single time. He's got the consistency, at least.
I didn't give him anything in sleight of hand.
Same.
Nothing in stealth.
Yep.
I give him a 4 in stealth.
Okay.
I don't
Want
know.
to tell us why?
I just feel like Mario like crouches and hides behind bushes and stuff. Like part of certain games I've been in has been like, you know, watch this enemy walk back and forth and don't get caught by him.
Thinking about it, there was... I might actually raise my score for stealth to 2 for him, because, like, in Super Mario World, he also has to hide from Booze, because, like, it's an enemy he can't defeat.
Yes.
True.
So...
Tech, I gave him nothing.
I gave him a 2.
Same.
When does he use technology?
Flood.
Yeah,
Okay,
he uses
all right,
technology a
yeah.
couple times.
Yeah, you're right. Treatment, I don't think the mushrooms count. I didn't give him anything.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And then I actually gave him 4 in vehicles.
I went 6.
Shit, I'd
Mario Kart.
shoot it up to 6 also, now that I remember it goes that high.
Now, since I'm talking specifically about World, I can only give him a 4 in vehicles, because, like, he punches Yoshi in the back of the head, but, like, he demands control of that dinosaur. So, like...
Should we move to advantages next?
Sure.
Okay, advantages are a little more loosey-goosey. We just slapped on as many advantages as we thought would apply to Mario. Should I go get the book so that we could talk about the advantages further, or just...
That's not a bad idea.
I'm going to pause this recording and be back. Alright, got the book with us. I put my sheet away, though, so that's not good. I guess one of us just list off what we have, and then as we move on, we will talk less about the ones we already mentioned.
Sorry about that. But
Who has the most?
I'm sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 9.
I have 8, although 2 of them are. I have multiple ranks in.
I actually only have 5.
I feel like we should start with the longest list
No.
and then take off.
All right.
Give too much that distinctly applies.
I gave him move by action, just because I feel like that's
He's really fluid in his murder.
Yeah, like he's always going forward.
I thought about that, but then the games I was basing his on were turn-based.
Speaking of fluid murder, I gave him takedown.
Yeah, I gave him takedown as well.
Which is, I guess we should be explaining these further. Takedown is essentially if you take down a minion, if there's another minion within your your
Range
move,
of damage.
you could take down another minion. I'm pretty sure that keeps going.
Yeah, you can
as
take as
long
many
as you have
attacks as you
minions.
have minions available.
Move by action, that just becomes a murder hallway.
I gave him throwing mastery, 5 ranks of it, just because I didn't give him a lot of athletics, but he does throw shit a lot. I feel like you guys compensated with just giving him good athletics. I gave him instant up because in a lot of his iterations, he'll take damage and just keep going. I gave him second chance just because video games. I gave him animal empathy because he does pound the back of Yoshi's head.
Empathy for that
No. Because
He's a
see,
tool.
in the book, animal empathy just means that you could convey messages to an animal without having to speak their language and like work with them. And he's certainly
I guess he
getting
does
Yoshi
convey
to
the
do
message.
exactly what he needs.
Oh dear.
It's unfortunate, but next I gave him attractive, just 1 rank, just because.
Really?
Well, I mean, he's not attractive in like, yeah, I want to fuck Mario, but like, he is like a mascot that's persisted because he just looks good, you know, on
Nice
paper.
design.
I don't know if
Yeah,
it's because he looks good. I think it's more he's just like he's unique looking as much, you know.
And sometimes uniqueness is another way to say
He's an
you're
exotic.
you're attractive.
Yeah.
Not many people have blue eyes and brown hair.
Does he have blue eyes? I have him listed as having brown.
Yeah, his eyes are
Oh.
blue. I gave him a favorite foe, Goombas. Fuck it, right?
Nice.
And then I made him a jack of all trades.
I also have Jack of all trades.
Now, in World, like I don't know if favorite foe works because like he
I don't know.
kills all things the same way.
True.
He would have to have like favorite foe many times over.
But I feel like out of all of the foes, the Goomba is the easiest to take
Yeah,
down. So,
it's the easiest to take down. It's like it's almost like their biology is designed for his main method of attack.
so if you want to take favored foe when you're building this at home, just whatever is in your GM's universe is considered a Goomba. Make that your favorite foe.
Me next.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I didn't have a lot. I looked through the list of advantages, and like a lot of them I could make an argument for, but there were only a few that really fit like exactly like that's Mario to me. First I had takedown, just because he can kill a lot of things in a small amount of time. I gave him skill mastery acrobatics, because like he never fails to jump. Unless the player fails to jump, but like that's not on Mario. That was like
Yeah.
that's a skill issue. I gave him fearless because, like, just like the enemies, Mario thrusts himself into this war with Bowser and like does not fear.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And then I gave him great endurance because, like I said, he can just keep going and going and going. Like, there's no stamina mechanic in any of the games, I don't think. So.
Actually, no, there is no. I was thinking of 64, but that's a health, not stamina.
Yeah, and like especially in World, there's no like he just keeps on going. And then finally, I gave him Minion Yoshi. Like,
Oh, nice.
you know, he just has access to him.
I thought
so
about
long
that.
as-
I just didn't want to build Yoshi.
Yeah, like there's no point where Yoshi is gonna say like no. Don't I don't want you on my back.
Oh no.
So
I hate that, but you're right.
yeah, those are the 5 5 I had.
I thought of a minion specifically for the Paper Mario aspect, but I also didn't want to build a bunch of partners. I had Animal Empathy. I have my equipment listed here, but it's only 3 ranks. I also gave him Fearless. I gave him Improved Initiative, 4 ranks of it, because again, in turn-based games, he goes first, unless somebody gets the drop on him. I have Interpose, because I feel like Mario's the type to take a bullet for somebody.
He kind of takes the bullet for Peach every single time, so like that. I guess that makes sense.
Jack of all trades. I gave him Power Attack, because in some of these he has like a wind up for like hammer attack, and then Quick Draw, because he can always like.
Yeah, he's always ready for battle. It's just at any time.
Yeah.
You mentioned equipment. Now I know that is technically an advantage. I didn't mention them because I think equipment deserves its own section. If you all guys also have equipment.
I did not give him equipment.
Really?
I gave him a lot of equipment, so you can go first.
Okay. I gave him 5 pieces of equipment.
Okay.
I give him a hammer, which is just strength damage, 1 point per rank. A cape, which is a deflect with a redirect, that's 2 points per rank, and gliding, which is a point per rank. I give him flood, which I kind of pulled from the Power Profiles book, but it's a nullify water soluble effects, broad and simultaneous.
Oh.
So it's 3 points per rank, and then ranged water damage at 2 points per rank. Although I really feel like that would only work against fire beings or like sludge monsters. Mushroom, which is growth, 2 points per rank, and then healing shrooms for also 2 points per rank. Healing.
Nice. Some of what you did in the equipment, I actually did just directly into his powers. I went a little wacky with the equipment.
Yes, I went all in on powers too.
First, I gave him 5 ranks damage multi-attack hammer, because I imagine, he's just constantly slamming that shit. I gave him a baseball bat, 4 ranks, but it crits on 19.
When did you have a baseball bat?
He has so many sports games.
I guess that's true. You could put anything in his hand and it would make sense, I guess. Mario's been everywhere.
I gave him the Mario Kart. It's essentially the same stats as the motorcycle. I gave him a golf club, damage 4, improved trip.
Nice.
I gave him a tennis racket, damage 4, deflect 1.
Nice.
I gave him a soccer ball, damage 6, but it requires an athletics check to use. Oh, that was it.
Still really cool.
I had fun with it, though.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Last is the powers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. So I went all in on powers. I literally made everything, all of his supernatural quote-unquote abilities as powers. So in the division, it's like the top name of the power and then how it's built. His jump ability is just a power in and of itself. It's built with leaping, immunity to fall damage, and a benefit for gravity stabilization. Because at least in World, he is always oriented to ground. Like, he will never not land on his feet. Unless he lands in the water, in which case he lands, I guess, on his belly, technically. But still. Then I gave him extra lives, because, like, he can resurrect from death, and is effectively a god in that manner, but it's immortality with a source of green mushrooms and stylish murder. And then it's limited to returns to checkpoints. So, like, he can only resurrect if there's a checkpoint to go back to, and he has the resource required.
Now, what is the checkpoint that you're considering right here? Like, if we were playing this, if you were playing this character and you died, where are you coming back to?
Well, in World, the initial checkpoint of starting the game is where that would go, like where he just initially left his house. And then after that, like, there are distinct checkpoints which I guess are set up by Bowser for some reason. I'm not really sure what those, like, pole things are that he's supposed to hit. But he kind of, like, hits a limbo pole, and that is...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like,
those
that's...
spirally things.
Yeah, and then, like, the little Mario Bowser flags. Mario literally just, like, replaces Bowser's flag. Is like, this is my land now.
Alright.
So, yeah, and then Extra Life is also built with a linked power for movement time. So you can move through time only backwards. It's uncontrolled, linked to immortality. So it only fires when immortality is used. He can't control it otherwise. And then it's limited to checkpoints.
Wait,
so.
You're doing time fuckery in a power?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord, we're just making Mario.
It's bad, I'm sorry.
And then finally, I built his power-ups as a set of metamorph forms, so that each one has access to its own like set of things. And I haven't built all of them because God, that would be painful. But I've just described like vaguely what the metaform form would be built like. For the cape feather, all of these actually as well rely on source the relevant power-up.
Right.
So all of them have that thing. Cape Feather would give him flight and gliding, speed limited to top speed, so like he still accelerates at the normal speed, but he can now just reach faster speeds. Damage, because it actually gives him a spin attack, which is more powerful than his normal attack, because normally it doesn't actually do anything. And then all of his scores, like the actual page scores, are identical. There's the Power Balloon, which it gives him true flight, not gliding. And everything else, like all of his other scores, are pretty much heavily reduced because he's inflated. He becomes a balloon. It's real bad. And then I gave him the Super Mushroom. That's just permanent growth. All of his other scores are identical. So that would raise like his strength, which gives him the ability to punch the blocks. Because otherwise, like if he's in his normal form, he actually can't break blocks or do any of that other
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then finally the Superstar, which gives him speed, not limited to top speed, so you can just like from the beginning. And then immunity, all toughness and fortitude effects, like you can't damage him in that state. Damage, it would probably have to be like a massive damage in order to be accurate to the power, because like he touches things and they die. And then most of his scores would end up being enhanced because he's generally supposed to be like faster, smarter, better at everything in that form. And then he also gets the benefit of glowing rainbow.
Nice.
And that's all the powers that I had.
Cool. Do you want to go next, Dawson?
Sure. I want to say about you would put stamina higher, I think, because of the breathing thing. What was it you put higher because of holding his breath underwater?
Fortitude?
Fortitude.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going back and forth. In the games that I was drawing from, he couldn't breathe underwater and actually had a health bar underwater. But I feel like you could make that suffocation limited to underwater. And that would just be a single point immunity. But anyway, I feel like Jeremy actually gave me an idea earlier, and because of that, I feel like in an M&M game, my Mario would be impossible to jam because I gave him a save state, which I sort of modified from the Power Profiles book. That it's just precognition 4 with 5 feature points on it.
So you went the every run is actually just a precognition until it succeeds.
Good
sort
lord!
Of idea.
I made a NPC who had that, and essentially you just. Well, every time you interact with her, she's at the end of her Groundhog Day.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes. Yeah. No, this would work more like there are 5 feature slots. So the way you described it in the book that I think I would hold it to is like 5 save slots, kind of. That you have to use a perception check to create one, but then you would have to like track to go back if you like died or something. Like it would be a lot. I give him a fireball power, which is just range damage, 2 points per rank with 3 ricochets on it, because I think in Smash Bros it bounces 3 times. I could be wrong.
Makes sense.
I gave him a jump attack, which is also damaging leap, 2 points per rank. I give him a wall jump, which is a combination of safe fall limited to when he's near walls, because he can like down the side of it.
Forgot about the wall jump.
And I gave him a rank in wall crawling limited to jumping, so those are each 1 point.
I think I did that too.
Yeah. I gave him 13 ranks of immunity. 5 to emotion effects, because I feel like other than like Princess Peach, nobody plays on Mario's emotions. They're like, help me, and he's like,
yeah, like this man is a cold princess saving machine. He is jaded at this point.
It's like, as long as it doesn't keep me from like, I got a date at 5 with Peach at like that other castle.
Exactly, like
interactions.
Stands him up.
Interaction skills 5, because I feel like again that's the person behind the Mario. Aging, starvation, and thirst, because he doesn't age or eat or drink.
No, he's constantly munching on mushrooms, right? Unless he just absorbs them into his body.
This man has been 25 for 40 years. Like,
I don't think that's a hunger. I think he could live without eating mushrooms.
He just does that for the sole purpose of absorbing their power.
Like how Popeye could live without spinach.
Yeah. It's just not a life.
And then the last thing I gave him was a ground pound, which is a weakened toughness attack limited to falling damage, so falling on somebody. and it can affect objects, so it ends up being a point per rank. It's linked to immunity to blunt damage, which is limited to falling. So basically, no matter how high he jumps from, as long as he ground pounds before he hits the ground, he takes no damage.
Nice.
I now like specifically in my game in World, like regardless of the height that he falls from, like he doesn't have to save himself in any way. Like he just hits the ground, his legs take all the shock, and he's just like Yahoo.
Myron?
Oh, okay.
That was it for me.
So I think you guys went with the whole mushroom thing. He gets bigger. I went the opposite direction with the first power. I called it taking damage. I gave him 1 rank of shrinking, triggered to when he takes damage, with a quirk that he could only undo it by eating mushrooms. Any mushrooms, at all. Next, I gave him a fireball, just 1 rank of damage, ranged, 1 ricochet, but I made it removable if you take his flower.
Nice.
I also made that a strength check because he has to physically throw the fireball.
I forgot the fire flower.
I thought about adding a fire flower.
Oh my god. Tried to do all the things.
I just gave him a single rank in leaping, and I figured that was good enough. But I gave him a cape. It's just deflect with 1 rank of reflect, so it just flicks it back at you. I gave him flood. It's essentially move objects, damage rank 1, 1 rank of linked levitation. It's limited to forward and removable. So
You'd probably also need source water on that.
I didn't even think
maybe if I was trying to build it accurately, but with this version, you have infinite water. Congrats.
Yeah, I think I accidentally did that too. I didn't consider the hovering thing. That's a good move.
I've built so many characters with source. Like I just put it on everything.
I gave
want
him
to suffer.
I gave him a wall jump, which is just wall crawling limited to wild jumping. And then I just gave him safe fall, just no fall damage. That's it. That's all I have for my Mario Jumpman Mario. I believe we've gone over every section.
Yeah.
Are there any final notes we want to talk about? This just talk about the build. How do you think this would play out in game?
Yikes.
I think that specifically your power would be very heavily reliant on the GM accepting the idea that
It's Mario.
yeah, that they can just return. And same for mine as well. It would be reliant on the GM allowing like canon retcons weirdly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the extra lives power could be translated into a game actively that isn't like a solo session.
If it's feasible, I think absolutely any Mario game like built like this would have to be a solo session.
Yeah.
Or a solo game.
I didn't do time fuckery, so use mine. Or just use it, like, pick and choose from the powers that we've all made, you know. M&M is a very loose and fluid system, like I said at the beginning, so...
and it's all about talking to your GM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you might walk up to session 0 with this character, one of ours, or a combination, and the GM just says no to absolutely fucking everything. So, really communicate and bring snacks. He might be more lenient to let you get away with your shit.
That is how you
if he's
bribe the
fed.
GM.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Good
What are
session.
we doing next?
We could either continue on with the Mario series, or we could continue on just the list of Smash Bros. Characters.
Yeah, we could do probably Smash Bros. Characters. I don't know who's next on the list in that. Would it be Luigi?
Kong.
Is it Donkey Kong?
Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus.
Okay, so Donkey Kong. then?
Cool. Donkey Kong. That one sounds easy.